Hello, friends, and welcome to Schnozzcast. This is episode 171. Today is April 30th, 2022. Today I am joined by my audacious co-hosts, Cory and Todd Dillon. Nick Bader's out on special assignment again this week. We wish him all the best. But in the meantime, what do we got for you tonight? We've got a little booze news, some 90-second sports, gentleman's agreement, and pick of the week. So this episode will be a little bit abbreviated, not quite as long as the rest, probably maybe about an hour or so, let's say. But
come on, Bob, let's do 90-minute sports then.
Oh yeah, there's no timer for you tonight, buddy.
Sweet.
You could talk about it as long as you want.
Sweet.
But yeah, in case you're a part of the. Sorry, that was literally me dragging my fingertip across the mic cable like this.
I thought you farted.
Well, that too, but I like to hide it by the fact that I said I was dragging my finger across the mic cable. Yeah, I'm sure there's a crowd out there that is anti 2 hour length for the show and pro much shorter. I don't know who they are, but I feel like we're making some people happy by making this a shorter episode, but we'll see. Maybe this one will skyrocket through the roof, Cory, as far as the number of views.
This will be the one?
Maybe. We said every week.
Right.
Every single week. So, gentlemen, how are you? Great. Fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
Todd, good to have you back, my friend.
It's great to be back, and I am mighty, sir. I am mighty.
And Cory?
Not doing bad.
And Cory Selesky.
I gave an oh hey.
You
already.
did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that's not how the rest of this episode is.
There's a pregnant pause before it.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Can you turn my headphones up a lot of bit?
A lot of it?
Yeah. There we go.
Better?
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I touched yours. Okay. All right. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. Please stick with us here. We're glad you found us. Come back every week. We release new episodes every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And where can you find those? Subscribe to us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you get a podcast. You can find us. Just search for Schnozzcast, SCHNOZZ cast, and you'll find us there. You can also find us out on social media, out on Instagram. We have a presence there, and we sometimes do teasers for the episode, or maybe a audio or video clip from the previous week to titillate you a little bit before we get to the titillating before we get to the real episode drop on Fridays. But you can also find us on Facebook. Definitely friend us on Facebook, Schnozzcast, and you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Sorry, and like us and subscribe on YouTube, and you'll get notified.
Also on TikTok.
What is the
word?
Just
Schnozzcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sweet diddly do.
Blowing up on TikTok, Todd.
Word.
Our latest
That's
video.
medium.
We had some good views.
What'd you say the number was?
We were at over 700 when I checked it this morning.
That could be that was for 1 week?
Not even. That was from Thursday night until Saturday morning.
Damn, that might be the future, man. Because we haven't gotten 700 of anything
No.
in a month, much less 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So
That's weird. People stop me on the street here all the time and say they love the Schnozzcast. They do.
How do they stop you? Do they say, "Hey, you on the bike"?
But no, they're like, TD, what are you doing amongst us? And I'm like,
You usually don't hobnob with the rabble.
Exactly. I'm like, I need an avocado. I have to come out to get fresh avocados.
They're walking out of the produce store, and they notice a strange sound. And they're like, "Hey, you in the helicopter? Are you on the Schnozzcast?"
I'm telling you, people are asking me about it all the time.
we got to move out to Seattle.
Yeah, a lot of avocados out there. You don't like avocados?
Avocados, fuck that.
Avocados are good for you.
Avocados and helicopters out
and good
Seattle.
to you.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I can pass on all the avocados.
Yeah, I'm kind of with it. Although I love guacamole.
I don't like guacamole.
Really, you don't? Not at all?
Oh, dude.
Here's the thing. If there's an avocado chocolate pudding that is amazing, because again, the texture it doesn't taste like avocado.
Todd, I almost reached through the camera and
Then
slapped you.
why not just have chocolate pudding? Why do you got to throw avocado in there?
Because it's better for you. A lot better for you. What is pudding made of, Bob? That's what I'm talking about.
Vitamins and minerals.
Pudding particles.
Exactly. Pudding. First you grow a pudding plant,
pudding
and then
atoms.
you grind it into dust, and you add sugar, and then you add more sugar, and a little more sugar, and some vanilla, and then some number 47 color.
You mean yellow dye number 5?
That's it. That's what I meant.
Gotcha.
That all sounds good to me.
Hey, Cory, I'm now on a mission. Even though you hate avocado, I'll find a thing that you like with avocado in it.
Good luck, buddy.
I feel like you said that about some other food in the last few months.
I'm down because again, I was an avocado hater for most of my life, and then like you, Bob,
Okay.
I took a cooking class and learned how to make guacamole, and I'm like, but I don't like it. But I
was in that class with you.
Yes, there you go.
You and Mary, me, and the Sharps.
And the Sharps,
and I kept the recipe, and I make that shit all the time.
But I've turned it up a notch, and I've won 2 contests with my guacamole, and and I love it. And so but that was my induction, and since then I've had like many other things with avocado on them, and I'm like, I am now converted.
Who is judging that?
On a keto diet.
Who is judging that contest? Your dogs and chickens?
I'll get you, Cory. Hey, why are you on a mission to hate more things than you like? I'm just trying to.
Todd, I am not on a mission to do that. I would love to like avocados and guacamole.
I'll get you there. You don't need to like guacamole. I'll find a thing that has avocado in it that you like. I'll work that out.
Good luck.
And you can also email this award-winning podcast, this 2-time award-winning podcast at schnozzcast@gmail.com. Or if you so choose, you can call or text us at 618-SHOCKER. And that Shocker line, just know that you're going to be listening to the only podcast that is water resistant. That's a fact.
I just thought of our next TikTok video.
Yeah.
It's going to be Cory eating something with avocado in it and loving it.
So I will be throwing up everywhere.
I can't wait.
There you go. That's going to be a TikTok video.
I think it should. We should do just the same setup, the same camera setup, where we all get to watch it happen, and we only have to do it for what's an average TikTok video length?
30 seconds. We need 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. And you put some sort of a caption over it that says...
I'm serious. I'm going to get Cory's favorite things that he likes, and I'm going to find a way to incorporate avocado and change his mind.
Well, you've either got avocado and fish sticks or avocado and beef jerky, as far as I'm aware.
We can do it.
Okay.
Dude, I made Buffalo Philly style hoagies today before the show.
Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay, I didn't get a picture.
Well, avocado man would be perfect.
And wreck my entire hoagie. God damn it.
Yeah, why isn't that on our TikTok? Pictures of your cooking.
Because it doesn't really apply to the Schnozzcast.
But you're on the Schnozzcast. You're one of the hosts, and you've made. If anybody's following the show, they know that this is a huge thing for you.
No one wants to see that. And plus, TikTok's not really for pictures.
Well, you could do one of those time lapse videos that you love to do.
Because I have so much free time these days, Bob.
I mean,
it sounds like he doesn't want to be successful, Bob. Leave him be.
Yeah, you can only fight it for so long, Todd.
I know.
I'm glad you got that out of it, Todd.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Okay, what else did I have for you guys today?
I got something for you guys.
Yeah.
Before I forget. So Danielle and I received a brand new Amazon smart home thermostat for the shower.
Okay.
And I went to go hook it up the other day and discovered that the wiring in our house is so old, it was not possible for me to do so.
That's why I haven't gotten a smart thermostat, because number one, I work from home and I really don't need it. And number two, I'm afraid of the same thing happening.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now. And I looked up a couple of different things.
But you didn't buy this
No. But
So you can
Danielle,
just throw it in the basement.
Danielle really wanted it, and I'm like,
Look, this is a perfect opportunity for you to set the stage for the rest of the marriage. There's gonna be tons of shit she wants that she's just never gonna get.
okay, so before I continue with the rest of the story,
and before Bob sets you up with for sure failure.
yeah, exactly.
No. This is for success. I'm setting him up for success, sir. Success. No one wants their brand new bride thinking that anything I want, Cory will get for me. That is a bar which you will never meet, no matter how hard you try.
He wants her to think he wants her to continue to think that he will and figure out a way not to do it. That's the key.
That can be happening on the side. I'm not saying that these two things are, self-defeating, but you could be doing both of those things at the same time. It's all about plans A and
Cory,
B.
please just run all of Bob's suggestions by me before you implement them, because I think I can help you.
Yeah, I would definitely take your word before Bob. So
why is that? Why would you say that?
you don't want me to be
Because he's still married?
You really don't want me to be
That's fine.
Okay, exactly.
That's fine.
I mean, track record speaks for itself. Sorry.
Hey, that's fine.
But I did make Mary wait 20 years, though.
Well,
That's what I'm talking about.
So she got this. We got this smart thermostat, and like I said, and so prior to getting this one, she had already purchased another one that was non-compatible with the house.
The Nest?
Hold on. What kind did she purchase?
The first one was a Google
Nest.
Home.
Oh,
Nest
Yeah.
thermostat?
Yeah.
And why wasn't it compatible?
So that there was something with our electrical box downstairs that it wasn't compatible with that, and I could tell that by just reading the directions. But when she brought up this Amazon one before she put it on the registry, she asked me, like, would this work with the house? Everything I could find at the time said yes. So I was like, yeah, of course it'll work.
yeah.
And then come to find out, I take the old one off the wall and actually look at the wiring a little more in depth, and I'm like, shit, it won't work.
You need a third line to come through.
You need a fifth one.
You talk about a ground wire? What's the third
No, it's not a ground wire. There's another.
It's called a common wire.
Yes.
And houses that had thermostats that didn't need that, because basically what it is, that's a power source. Mm-hmm. So older thermostats, you just put two batteries in and they would last forever, and that would work. All the newer ones require a power source so they can connect to Wi-Fi and all this and that.
And, well, all the smart dimmers do. That's why. So I can only have smart dimmers on certain switches, because I do have a common wire that runs through many places in my house, but not everywhere.
Gotcha.
So, and apparently what the norm is electricians, because all these wires are contained within another wire, basically.
Yep. And within the core.
Yeah, and the common wire that's not used or wasn't used, if it's an older system, they would just wrap that around that existing cord. And so now when people are going to replace their thermostats, you take it out and you just unwrap that common wire, plug it in the thermostat, plug it in the furnace, and you're good to go. Our wiring was so old, it didn't even have that fifth common wire.
Okay.
So
when was your house built?
Oh shit, I couldn't even tell you.
Is it more than 50 years old?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But all these people are saying, like, yeah, you just pull out the existing wire, and the common wire is usually on there. Didn't have that, so I'm like, well,
because that's more expensive.
I'm sure that was the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the only thing I could think of was pulling the wire, trying to locate the wire throughout the house and pulling it through with the new wire.
Okay.
But I'm like, if I mess that up,
you're going to burn your house down.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to have a thermostat, like, forever.
Well, that's probably the least of the problems is the
pay
thermostat.
thousands of dollars to have someone come out and knock a hole in the wall in order to retrieve the wire and rewire a new one.
You just have an electrician come out and run a single line to wherever you want it. You can do it as close as possible. You can probably get everything you need, Cory, for not that much money.
Well, so anyways, I reached out on Facebook asking if anyone knew of an electrician in our area.
Yep.
Okay, I thought I saw you post
don't use Mary's cousin. Send me his name and don't use Mary's cousin.
I don't think it was her cousin, but
I thought I saw you post something about it. HVAC. Was that, or was that a different post?
It wasn't HVAC. I just said if anyone knows of an electrician,
okay,
in the Roseville area.
Gotcha.
So one of Danielle's friends, her husband reached out to me and was like, "Hey, here's this company," and I sent him a message to get a quote. That afternoon, Mike the owner of Patriot Renovations, called me and was like, "Hey man, I'm in the neighborhood. If you'd like, I can stop by, take a look at the system, and go from there." And he came over within 15 minutes. Awesome guy, real awesome, very personable, very respectful.
Didn't know shit about electricity, but what a sense of humor.
Exactly. And he
We
found
joked
my
for
mom.
hours.
We had a grand old
You stayed
time.
for
Nothing
dinner?
got done.
Right.
No, we got there very, very quick. He looked at the system, was like, "Hey man, this is no problem. I got you in 10 minutes." He ran
10 minutes.
He ran up to Home Depot, got the cord, came back, fished it through, got everything hooked up for us. Yep. And as a matter of fact, while we were doing that, he was even talking about some other stuff in the house. He's like, "Oh, I could do this for you, that for you," and charged a very, very, very fair price.
Yep.
Wow.
For a one day service, basically. Like I said, I sent in to get a quote at maybe 11 in the morning.
Right.
And he got back to me 4 o'clock that afternoon.
But it was done that day.
And done that day. Yeah, done that night, as a matter of fact.
Well,
So-
I was on the right path.
Yeah, so dude,
he is not Mary's cousin.
and anyone, Patriot Renovations, I don't know how far he travels to do jobs, but he does work in the Roseville area.
Yeah, send me his number. I'll see if he'll come out here.
There you go. Hey, you buy him the flight, I'm sure he will. But if you go on Facebook and to Patriot Renovations, you can find him there, or you can call his work number at 586-480-8752 and ask for Mike.
Hey, we should record a recording and say thank you from the podcast to the whole company.
I think we just did.
Yeah, we could snip out that little thing and then put it up and post it to their. Let's say they have an Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has.
we should do
I just said they have Facebook.
Yeah.
At the very least, we can leave a message on their voicemail.
Well, did you tell them like, "Oh, I've got a podcast and I'm going to give you guys a shout out"?
I did.
And Todd Dillon's on it.
So funny. That's what he was really looking for.
Yeah. Say no more.
So funny story because he left and called me like maybe an hour later.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey man, I know this is a real long shot, but any chance I drop that money you gave me in the driveway?" And I was like, "Oh, dude," I'm like, "I'll definitely go out and check." It was a little windy out, so I even was trying to follow the path of the wind and see if I could find where he dropped this money, and didn't come across anything. I told him like, "Say I'll keep looking for a little bit, but I don't see it out here."
You mean you didn't pay him again?
Dude, I'm not gonna. He was a nice guy. I felt terrible about it, but I mean, yeah. After
I'm not sure why you felt terrible, but
I did. Well, I did, but
Cory, the karma train's going to kick you in the pants.
no,
But
hold on.
hang on,
That's not karma. Cory paid him.
I say he got paid.
Yeah, but he gave you a great price, right? So you can fix some other stuff for you at a discount.
It's
right?
not like he's like, "Okay, I'm going to pay you. It's in an envelope and it's somewhere on my lawn. I'm going to go out to the car. Just take a look around and you'll probably see
You should
it."
have at least offered him to buy him lunch for being down on his luck.
I could also understand it being karma if I went out there and found the money. I was like, "Yeah, don't see it out here, Mike."
Exactly. Yeah.
So
How do we know that didn't happen?
because Todd, if you'd let me finish the story. Like 5 minutes after that, he texted me again and was like, "Hey, I found it, man." I'm like, "Oh, awesome."
Was it in his hand?
You tell shitty stories.
He was looking
Cory.
everywhere for it.
Good googly. They go all over the place. They like freaking
Yeah, because they're derailed by the other fucksticks on this show.
I think that's hilarious.
I'm like, where's this story going?
It couldn't go anywhere because you were stopping it. So
Yeah, a guy who's super responsive, very affordable, top-notch quality work, and just can't handle money. I see that business. I see that business thriving.
And I always like that Mike guy. Thanks, Mike.
and as a matter of fact, I did mention to him because we started talking a little bit after that via text, and we were talking about he wanted a link to the podcast so he could listen to it.
Okay.
And I said, "You know what?" I said, "If you ever wanted to come on one day as a guest and talk about the business."
We didn't go that far. Holy cow, dude. All he did was freaking hook you up with a thermostat. I was telling you that we can do that. Now we're just letting anybody who fixes the freaking thermostat this on the show. Holy cow. Mary's going to want to be on.
I feel like I would get abused if I was like, "Hey, fellas, can I have my electrician on the podcast?"
Exactly. Exactly.
People are like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
No,
I'll have
no.
my primary care physician come on because hey, he's going to look at my butt again this time. He was so gentle.
I mean,
Mike-
if he said something like, I know that
Mike said my butt look wasn't until next visit. So
if he said something like, oh, Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, yeah, I could give you that same deal. But you got to have me on the show.
I'm like, we're lowering the bar for guests. I'm like, holy cow.
Lowering the bar, you can't get lower than we don't have guests. That is a low
tons of
bar.
guests.
that's true.
That is a low bar.
We have tons of guests.
Now look, what if we have Patriot renovations? What if we have Patriot renovations on the show, and all of a sudden our cachet in the electrician community shoots through the roof, and next thing you know, we're getting thousands and thousands of downloads, and every electrician's calling their electrician buddies, going, "Hey, after you run that common wire, check out the Schnozzcast."
Exactly.
I mean, that would
That'd
be
be
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me
We
this,
would be
Cory.
thanking Patriot Renovations once again.
Did you send him away with a Schnozzcast bracelet?
Oh, Cory.
Dude, now that you mention it,
See? And you're going to have him be a guest on the show.
he's coming over to do more work. I'll give him a sticker and a bracelet.
There you go. And since you're going to be a new groom, a new husband, building that life, going through renovations and trying to install all the shit you got from the wedding shower, you should probably have a basket of Schnozzcast bracelets right by the front
Just
door.
to hand out to
Yes.
all the plumbers and electricians.
Yes. Here you go. Here you go. Here
Just
you go.
just make sure
Masons.
Mike's not installing spying devices in your house while he's hooking you up, because there's a lot of freaky deeks out there these days, Cory. So be on the lookout. Not that Mike's that guy.
Yeah, I was saying, you know what? If anyone was going to do it, I'd be more than happy if it was Mike from Patriot
Patriot
Renovations.
Electric, HVAC.
Yep.
Love him.
All right. So what are we drinking tonight, fellas? Cory, you're doing the regular, right?
No, I went crazy this week, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. Bud Light hard soda.
Oh, crafty son of a bitch. And you and I are doing shots of Fireball here. I get a little Stella Artois. And Todd, let me take a wild guess at the Crown Apple that you've got there. Or did you switch back to brown sugar bourbon?
You'd be wrong twice.
Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about.
Suck it, Bob.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, suck it, Bob. Tonight, and I'm not doing shots of it. I'm gonna take. It is in a shot glass, but I'm gonna have a couple of sips of it. But I'm drinking Rabbit Hole Derringer. It is Kentucky bourbon that's finished in sherry casks. It is absolutely phenomenally fabulous. Rabbit Hole Kentucky bourbon, amazing. The Derringer finished in the sherry casks. That's the shit. And my beer,
That's what
I'm
I think
drinking.
about your bourbon.
Oh, it's the good stuff. And then my beer, I'm drinking some Deschutes, that Fresh Haze IPA.
Yeah. I'll one of these days, if you can do for me with IPAs what you're going to do for Cory for avocado, then we might be in business.
Next time I come out, what we'll do is we'll get the range, because some like this isn't. These guys aren't trying to win the hop war race, right? So. And that's why I prefer the hazies. They actually are really, really nice and inviting. So we will work on that when I'm out there shortly, Bob.
Sounds good, sir. You got travel plans made? And by the way, we are now, if you're a regular listener of the show or a viewer of the show on YouTube, we are now countdown is T-minus 30 and less to the
27 on the official counter as of today, Bob.
Todd, I was talking to Cory the other day, and we were in the car. We're driving.
Before we do this, let's do this shot, because I
All right, we're gonna do a shot here. There you go, Todd. You're gonna take a little pull of that Derringer.
Take a pull. Absolutely.
All right, please join us if you're listening to us. Let's say you're in the shower, and you have your shower beer sitting there ready to go.
set that dildo down.
No, you got two hands.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
hold that dildo with the other hand.
Please join us with the shot, not the dildo. And here's to you.
Don't mess up.
Oh, is that good? Salute.
is that
Salute,
not?
boys. That's really good. Oh, it's just fabulous. Rabbit Hole Derringer. That's the good shit.
Yeah, Cory.
That might be my pick of the week for next 100 weeks.
I might suggest maybe we could look up in my top shelf here.
See what's up there?
Yeah, that might be better than what we just had.
That Bland's is up there, isn't it?
Blanton's is right over there. Yep.
Right.
We could
There
do
you
that.
go. Just soft full of that.
March Hare vodka, and that was I think Nick got me this Ocean Breeze vodka or something.
The Jefferson Ocean.
Oh,
Sure. Okay.
When did you get that?
It's
Like 2 Christmases ago, or 2 birthdays ago, or something. I've never opened it. Well, and I love vodka.
shit, huh?
I've just never.
well,
I'm
if
just
it's
not a vodka
Jefferson
guy
Ocean, it's not vodka.
It's a big blue. It looks like a big blue ball with a cap on the end of it.
I might be thinking the wrong thing then. I'm thinking the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'll figure it out on the break.
So, anyways,
Yeah. Anyways,
so we're in the car.
We're in the car, and I asked him like, "Oh, what's the?" Danielle's got to be beside herself with glee now that you're T-minus 30 to this wedding, and he's like, "Yeah, she sure is." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not really getting a countdown on Instagram or Facebook, but are you?" Does she wake up just every day going like, Cory, I can't believe it. It's 29 days to the wedding, whatever. And he's like, oh, it gets better than that. Right in front, right by our television, there's a calendar that somebody gave her that's like made of blocks that you rotate with a date that you can count down to either a baby or a wedding. And every fucking morning it gets flipped.
Todd, let me tell you, sir. She has left for work without taking her lunch. She has forgot to let the dogs out. As a matter of fact, there was one day I found the tray of ice cubes in the fridge because she was hurrying and forgot where ice cubes go. There's one
Ice cubes go again.
There's one thing that she has not forgotten.
It's not forgotten.
Every single
boy.
day for the last 220 days.
Yeah, boy. Sure. You know what that is, don't you?
Who's that, Todd?
I said, you know why that is, don't you?
No clue.
You don't know why?
She has not missed a single goddamn day.
I know, because that's the day that bit flips and your balls goes into that jar that sits on your mantle for the rest of your life. She knows on that day you are now wrangled, hooked, barbed, whatever the. That's when all the bullshit stops, Cory, and you got to freaking man up.
Yeah,
Todd, maybe you could take just a couple of seconds here and tell Cory how you got around that problem when you got married.
I wish I could say I'd gotten around it.
Not so much?
Oh my goodness, dude. I'm just
you grew another smaller set of balls and let her have the big ones?
I gave her my fake set. I gave her
yes.
my high school balls.
Right. All right. Cory, let's do a little booze news here.
And now it's time for booze news.
All right. So, Cory, I sent you a link to a video. It's going to go along with the story I'm going to read. Now, this is it's not 100% current here. This happened last August, but I thought it was pretty cool. So last August, there was a British man and his son who became the first people to cross the English Channel on e-foil boards. What are e-foil boards? Great question. This video is going to show us. But basically, Rob Wiley and his son Morgan, Rob's 51 and his son is 19, used flight boards, which are electric-powered hydrofoil boards that use their motors to hover about 3 feet above the water while traveling up to 20 miles an hour to cross the English Channel, which they did in about an hour and 44 minutes. They began from Cap Grisnez, France, and arrived in Folkestone, England at the end of their journey, which was 23 miles in length. The dad said that, Flightboard, whose boards they used, congratulated them in an Instagram post and said that the dad's board had only 4% battery remaining at the end of his trip. So somehow they timed that pretty well. Do you think this is something we can play here?
Yeah.
All right.
Is there sound to it?
There should be.
Let's see why we can't get sound.
I could be wrong on the sound. but I
Somebody
thought there
cue the
was.
Jeopardy music.
Oh, is the Bluetooth on here turned up?
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Or you mean this one?
No, Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's all turned up.
Yeah,
Oh well,
no,
we can watch it.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
All right. There we went.
I think when they have drone footage, there's no sound to that.
Oh, I see what it is. Okay. So it looks cool as fuck. So they're basically doing some sort of like a front leg, back leg, alternating steps to keep
To
it going.
draft? To draft, maybe?
Possibly. Yeah.
Or they're looking to keep to have optimal battery save, right? Because if you're going into the current, maybe
could be.
certain.
Although they don't seem to be doing much of that. So they're just trying to stay on board.
I think it's cool, but is there like danger? Like if they fall, is a shark going to swallow them, or a whale, or the Loch Ness monster? I mean, I think this is kind of cool, but why shouldn't we go over there and actually get a faster thing with a bigger battery and do it in 38 minutes? And
One simple but brilliant trick to cool
from a
your home in 90 seconds.
from a different company. You mean?
Yeah, I'm like they're standing on a half a surfboard, which we could do, Bob. And I mean, ultimately, I'm sure that this company
Todd,
Here it comes,
buddy. I love you and Bob. There is no way either of you are standing on one of those.
Bullshit.
I could do it.
Bullshit. There's no way. No way.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I could definitely do it.
Oh, you could.
I took surfing lessons.
I would. Okay.
I was an athlete.
So I've actually been on a surfboard before.
And I've seen a unicycle.
Exactly. But I can wake. If I can wakeboard, I can do that.
No, not even
Why?
close.
Why?
Dude, because
Corey,
Todd.
so you're saying that these two dudes are more skilled and more athletic than anybody on the planet? Like they're the only people who can ride these hydrofoils?
No. You're not hearing me correctly, sir. They are more athletic than you two.
Bullshit.
Oh, come on now.
I know.
Sorry.
Todd and I are both college athletes.
Sometimes and college was when?
I'm not saying that I don't have to get the freaking deluxe editions because I'm not a 160-pound, 51-year-old dude, but I'm comfortable with my athletic skills and my balance and hand-eye coordination that I could learn how to ride that thing. And I just don't get why it's that big a deal when someone else, and maybe, okay, it's not me, Corey, but another person just buys a better hydrofoil and goes faster. I don't understand what the celebration is.
They were the first people to cross the English Channel, specifically the English Channel, on
I get it.
Foil boards, right?
Right. Okay,
So,
but here's my point.
yeah.
That would be really cool if it was like, because if one of those had died like only 3/4 of the way, or 4 minutes before the battery ran out,
Yeah.
a shark was going to tear them limb for limb, or Nessie. They were going to feed Nessie. If you said that, then I'd be like, God bless them, or God save the Queen, whatever. I'd be like, that's some cool shit. It's some gangster involved. But if you're telling me that two dudes rented hydrofoils, and if they made it, awesome, and if they didn't, okay, then what's the point?
I think that they were sponsored by them. I'm sure they didn't rent them and just give it a try. Like they had a hydrofoil rental station.
God,
Like, you know what? We're giving it a shot.
Tell you what, since Cory thinks that we're shit athletes, why don't we just buy a tractor tire, put some of that freaking that flex tape on the bottom of it, and fucking paddle it faster than those two fuck sticks did on electric fucking things? Cory, you prick. It makes no sense to me.
Now that would be impressive.
Yeah, that would be impressive.
Good.
And I actually give you guys a better chance of accomplishing that than I do on the hydrofoil.
The Flex Seal in the tractor tire.
You know what, Cory? This was
working out.
going to make me mad. Cory,
Yeah.
you're going to fly to Seattle once a month to frickin' wash my car when I fucking buy a hydrofoil and show you that I can do it in fucking Lake Washington, you prick. I'm fucking, as soon as there's, in fact, how much is
Deal.
a hydrofoil? I'm fucking buying one. Yeah. You're paying for your own ticket to wash my car.
Flight
I'm
boards.
going to buy a hydrofoil just to make Cory my white slave for a year.
Wow.
FLITE boards. Go Google them and you'll
Thank you. You can't ride that whiteboard.
I feel like this is going to be another one of those things where before the show's over, he's going to be like, "Yeah, I already bought one."
I never said you were too chunky.
What's the company again, Bob? I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah, I knew you would. I knew you would.
I will have one this summer. What's the name of it?
Flight board. FLITE board. TE.
God bless America.
You can't even spell it. How's he supposed to write it?
It's $12,000. I'm getting one.
Dude, that's like 2 helicopter rides.
$12,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, don't
Actually,
tease a man who has his own helicopter.
I won't have to get one. I'll bet you dollars to month. At that price point, when I go to Hawaii in July, I'll bet you $10 they'll be renting. You can rent them. So I will ride one while I'm in Hawaii this July, Corey. And you are going to fly out to Washington and wash my car every month on your own dime.
All right. How long do you have to stand? How long is it to get across the English Channel?
No, I don't have to go 20 hours, dude. You said I couldn't ride it. You said I couldn't ride it. And I'll be nice.
All right, fine. 10 minutes. You wouldn't last 10 minutes.
All you got to do is last 11 minutes on it, Todd, and then you win.
Done.
3 minutes. You're setting a very low bar for yourself.
No,
I was, but I'll take your 10 minutes right now.
Oh, look, I stood up on it. I win.
I will take you. I'll take you. I will get whatever the longest time they'll let you rent that thing to do it for. I'll confirm that. And if it's 10 minutes or more, Corey, the bet is on, and you'll be flying out to Seattle once every month.
The game is mine.
Exactly.
That deal.
Done. What's this episode number, Bob? This is to make history.
171.
You're not athletic enough to ride a freaking surfboard.
Not a surfboard.
A freaking
hydrofoil.
I would give you a surfboard before I'd give you the hydrofoil.
Well, you're going to be giving me a lot of car washes, and I'm going to be peeing on you the whole time you're washing my car.
I'll just enjoy that part.
Now, Corey, are you and Danielle going somewhere for your honeymoon where you can potentially take surfing lessons or something like that?
Ooh.
Are you going near an ocean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they have surfing lessons anywhere in Siesta.
Will you do a bit of research and look it up?
Yeah.
Would you, if they offered it, would you do it and take surfing lessons?
Surfing lessons?
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to? No. Because I don't want to.
You don't want to? Why?
No. I don't like surfing.
You never tried it.
You know, exactly. You never done it.
That's really funny.
What if you taken that approach to sex, Corey?
You know what? You guys.
When you were a little kid,
Todd, you know
when you were a kid,
Todd,
you thought the nether regions were freaking pretty gross.
Todd,
and then all of a sudden, you're like, hey, I think I'd like to try that.
Yes, you guys are both right. Because on this episode, I did tell you guys I've never tried it. Correct?
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't. Who says I didn't try it?
You just said you didn't try it.
You asked if I've ever taken surfing lessons. I said no. I could have tried surfing.
You could have.
Have you ever been on a surfboard?
I have actually.
Okay.
Not actual lessons. I tried myself. I do that. To me, the ocean sucks itself. So I'm not a big fan.
Sucks. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
all right.
I love water. You know I love water.
Would you do it for the show? If we
and that was my follow up point to that. If it was for the show, I would.
And there would be footage of you trying surfing lessons, which I think would be awesome.
I mean, of course, I'm going to have to get footage of it because what's the point?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do it on my own just because I'd like to.
No, but for the show.
Now, I guess I could do it for content.
And if they don't have surfing lessons, if there's something else like parasailing, which I know that we're
already doing that.
You're already doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see, like, obviously with Danielle's permission, whatever we can show from the honeymoon that's appropriate that she'll agree to.
I'll have to edit those videos very carefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't pet the monkeys.
Yeah, no swinging dicks. No nudity. No. You know, I mean, as long as it's tasteful.
I'll try to keep most of that out of there.
Tastefully nudes. That's all. Yeah, keep it classy, Corey.
Fair enough.
All right, Todd. It's been a long time, sir. You know what time it is.
What time is it?
And we see him heading in that direction. The 20. He's going for 40. And it's 90 Second Sports.
90 Second Sports, the triumphant return. What better episode to have 90 Second Sports than an episode where Nick is not here to time it out and cut it off?
Nick. Loving it.
Hang on, though.
Yeah.
Since it is the return of 90-second sports,
Yeah.
And Todd can go on since Nick is not here.
Sure.
I still want to throw the timer up there and see if Todd still has it.
Yeah, totally. But when the time let's pause when the timer goes off, and then we can continue.
Yep.
All right. So Todd, Corey's going to tell you when to go.
You'll see it.
Oh, you'll see it.
Oh, sweet diddly. I love it.
The on-screen timer. I love it.
Go.
There it is. Hey. So I am super excited because there was something I would have been a naysayer about if I'd actually knew it was going to start because I would have naysayed it. But I am super excited and happy to bring back 90-second sports to talk about football and not NFL or college football. The USFL, or the United States Football League, restarted this year.
Oh my God.
And I'm telling you, Bob, that was exactly when I heard it. I said the same thing. I'm like, why are they another XFL retread junk football? I was pleasantly surprised. And all things are right in the universe because that tells me too there's a magnet under Michigan and under Detroit specifically in that the product of the USFL. So I'm telling everybody out there who likes football, give it a shot. Take a look. If it's in your area, go to a game. The tickets are only $10. The product is really good. It is clearly a step above college football. It's really good athletes. It's really good football, and it's real football in that the Michigan Panthers are 0-2. And there's names that you know. Shea Patterson from the University of Michigan is the starting quarterback. He's horrible, and they're horrible. Jeff Fisher from the Tennessee Titans is the head coach. There's real coaches, real players. But what I wanted to say is the USFL is the real fucking deal. If you like football, pick it up, do it, bam, 90 seconds.
Look at you, Todd.
Hell yeah.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Wait, are you telling me that Michigan's USFL team is once again called the Michigan Panthers?
It's all the original teams, dude.
And I could have kept. I actually might still have a pin and a pennant for the Michigan Panthers in my
logo,
dad.
Same team names, same everything, same
That's
shit.
actually pretty awesome.
The Houston Gamblers, dude, the Birmingham Stallions, and the North New Orleans Breakers are playing right now.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Bandits, the Pittsburgh Maulers, dude, the New Jersey Generals, the Philadelphia Stars. This is I naysayed it. I thought it was going to be stupid. The product they're putting on the field is legit. It is clearly a cut above college football, and here's the reason why. The players are college players that you know, like Shea Patterson played at Michigan. There's Johnny Dixon. There's the I was looking at. I actually went to the roster, and if you guys will indulge me, since Nick's not here,
yeah.
But if you go to the Gamblers, let's look at the roster of the Michigan Panthers, who are horrible. Which, like, again, there's something in the water. But here, the first kid, Cameron Scarlett, running back from Stanford. There's offensive lineman Cordell. I'm going to butcher his last name.
No, keep going.
Anyway, Cordell from TCU, 6'3", 309, San Diego State, Colorado, Oklahoma. Nebraska, Iowa State. These are legit schools. And like I said, Shea Patterson from University of Michigan, Sean Pollard, 6'5", 322-pound lineman from Clemson. This is like real athletes who've matured and taken their game to another level. This is better than college football. It's if you have the luxury of having a team in your state, the tickets are $10 for every game for everybody, and kids are in the games for free.
Are there any other players from Hawaii?
From Hawaii?
Yeah.
I don't even think dude was from Hawaii.
Or from American Samoa? Whose names you could read on the podcast?
Well, I did. I said Shea Patterson, Sean Pollard. Who else you want? Tejan Karoma.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
BYU. He's from BYU.
Uh-huh.
Adwale Adoi from Utah State. There's a lot of names I can't pronounce. There's
I know. I want to hear them all.
It's awesome when Nick's not here because we can play all these crazy games. But dude,
it's such a fun show when Nick's not here. Is what I just heard, Todd.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this: go and look. That's the Panthers suck. Go to teams that are actually doing good, like the Birmingham Stallions, and look what college. These are legit athletes from legit schools playing legit football. I've watched 2 games now, and each time I've seen them make plays that make me stand up on Sundays and amazed on Saturdays as well. So it's real good football. It's really sad because the one thing when they pan the stadiums, not very many people are attending. So I wanted to do 90 Second Sport to shout it out because I thought it was going to be junk, and it is legit football.
I love it. This has been the greatest 90-second sports segment ever. And I will add to it. I will add to it real quick. Did you hear Blashill got fired today?
Yes. And two assistant coaches.
Yeah.
The goaltending coach,
Jeff Blashill, coach of the Red Wings. He'd been head coach for 7 seasons, and they missed the playoffs for 6 of those 7.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and I think there'll be a lot of naysayers who will say can't wait for the team to fail, even though they were very much pro Blashill. And you really, you could make the argument the guy was kind of handed a bag of shit and had to make the best of what he did, but you really can't be. You can't. He was the second longest tenured coach in the NHL.
I mean, he went on the last 3 seasons with some of the worst records the Red Wings have ever had. And again, yeah, it's not all his fault.
Yeah, but that's the gig, right?
You're dealt the hand that you're given, but at the same turnaround, eventually they're going to have to change some things.
Yeah, and if you lead from the top, that means that when shit ain't working, you got to change from the top. So that is the gig of a head coach, be it the NHL, the NFL, or MLB. Doesn't matter what.
Anything, it doesn't matter. You're right.
Yeah, so it's a shame.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Can I share one little kind of guilty pleasure in this whole USFL thing for my
100%. You mean keep going about more sports? Absolutely.
Just the fact that the kickers suck, just like in every other league.
Yeah, let's just assume that holds true, regardless of the league.
Today before the podcast, I actually was grabbing a bite with Mary, and I turned on the TV, and there was a game on, and so we're watching it. And then, sure enough, an impressive drive, and then they're kicking the extra point, and the kicker just kicked one off to the right.
Does Mary share your disdain for kickers?
She thinks I'm an idiot.
Really?
They make mistakes. They're humans. No, they do one fucking thing. Right. They do one thing. They don't even fucking run sprints. They fucking smoke cigarettes, read the fucking newspaper, and do nothing all fucking practice long. And they're asked to fucking kick. Fuck. That they do one thing. Kickers.
Yeah, ask Mary if there was a person that worked at the local Kroger that had one job and was in charge of the produce section, and he couldn't do it right every week. Should that guy remain on staff?
Exactly.
You can't get the carts out of the cart corral.
The avocado's always brown.
Exactly.
The corn is always green.
God damn it, Troy.
And God damn it, the peppers are never red, green, or yellow.
Exactly.
They're always some sort of an off-white color.
Do one thing.
Yeah.
Do one thing.
Job. Yeah, if you have one job and you can't do it, you should be fired.
Might be a genius for creating that new pepper.
No,
that's
a moldy pepper, sir.
Hold on. Yeah. Do you block for anybody? No.
That's what I'm saying. You have one job.
I've seen some kickers try to block.
Yeah, and they don't.
It usually doesn't work out in their favor, but
they don't even have to catch the ball that they're kicking.
Oh, man. Todd,
that's why I give punters a little bit more credit.
Todd, grab your Derringer. We're going to do another shot here before we go into gentleman's agreement.
Right. Not the 2-shooter.
Yeah.
Word.
I love that. Boom. Pull that cork out. That also could have applied to the last time we did a shot about the dildo comment. So
yeah.
Either way.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, here's to you. Oh, wait. Todd.
I'm getting there.
There we go.
I'm ready.
Machu Picchu. Walla Walla, Washington.
Sweet sassy molasses. That's good stuff. That's good.
Someone was asking me about that. It was probably Lori.
About what?
And I mentioned that. Oh, it was because while you were gone. No, you were actually there. Oh yeah, and Nick laid claim to Mighty. The intro.
No.
And I'm like, and Laura's like, oh no. So what did he do? I'm like, he came up with some sort of fucking adjective for how he was doing, and it was fine. Okay, good. I felt bad for Todd for a second. I'm like, Todd's always got tons of. Whenever we do a shot, Todd's always got some sort of catchphrase, and I came up with sweet sassy molassy that no one else will take. It's fine. Todd will be fine.
I paid homage to Todd last week.
What would you say last week?
We did the shot, and I said, as Todd would say, that's a good fucking shot.
Yes. Yeah. Because Todd said that exactly zero times.
Exactly, 0 times.
All right, we're getting down to the end here, so let's see if we can fit this in.
Oh, it's the MF and Gentleman's Agreement. Oh, done.
Love that.
All right, with the dulcet tones of Nick Bader, rest in peace. Let's.
Wow, that got dark real quick.
The last time I said he's in our thoughts. You said something about is he really in our thoughts? Is that some way to might as well just double down.
Okay.
Yeah, rest in peace, Nick Bader. Todd, you had a couple of them.
Yes, sure.
To watch. So I think that we're going back to February 9th. It's February.
Yes.
August. April 9th.
Wow, buddy, come on.
Starts with an A. April 9th.
Yeah.
Green Zone.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. It is I thought I couldn't. I had to look it up to see if it was actually kind of directionally correct. It's a movie about the U.S. invasion of Iraq to find weapons of mass destruction. It's a Matt Damon movie, so it's an action movie. Matt Damon, of course, is a kick-ass special forces operator, commander. And he goes and he keeps finding nothing, and again, then goes not unwittingly, but not keeping his command in check or in the loop. He partners with the CIA to really figure out why they're not finding any weapons of mass destruction and what the U.S.'s agenda really is in Iraq. So it makes you think about kind of what we invaded Iraq for Operation Desert Storm and all of this other stuff, and we didn't really find anything, and it kind of paints a dark picture of kind of what we were trying to do. And if you look at it now, especially given what's going on, why Russia's at war with Ukraine, it's kind of funny. It's the similar type, a foreign government wanting to install a leader who's friendly to them, and so on and so forth. But I thought it was a solid action movie. I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he convinced.
Who doesn't like Matt Damon? What the fuck?
I think, again, a lot of people are like he doesn't look like a military guy, but he pulls it off. I like it. It's smartly done. I gave it a solid B. I'd highly recommend it to anybody. Really good movie.
Excellent, sir. You get a second one, but I'm gonna let you sort of bookend it at the end. So I'll move over to Cory, who had to watch Jimmy Seville. Seville. A British horror story.
A British horror story.
It's from Greg, right?
Yeah. So, man, the best synopsis I can give you. It's a weird British dude with a funky ass haircut that loves little kids.
In an inappropriate way?
Oh, very inappropriate. No, apparently he was a huge DJ in Britain that he kind of made himself famous back in the 60s. And then continued on for the next 40 years of just continuing to be famous for really nothing, it seemed like. And come to find out after he passed away that people started coming forward and saying that they got diddled by the old Jimmy Seville.
Oh boy!
But he was a legend over there apparently, a real big deal. So it's only there's only 2 parts out right now of the season. Episodes 1 and 2 are out. I believe there's more coming that I will continue to watch because I want to see what the outcome is. So it's for those fans of true crime and things of that nature, I think it would definitely fit. It's a good documentary piece.
Okay. Todd, are you satisfied with that?
I am satisfied.
All right. So I had Winning Time from Cory. And so Winning Time is a documentary. It's not a documentary. It's a series that's about the rise of the Lakers dynasty in the 1980s. There's an actor who plays Magic. There's an actor who plays Kareem. And John C. Reilly is it Jerry Buss?
Oh, yeah.
And Jason Clarke is Jerry West, and he's amazing. So if you've ever seen some of the Terminator films, the Planet of the Apes films, Jason Clarke is a name that you'll know, and he's one of those strong character actors who they somehow talked into putting on prosthetics and playing Jerry West. And I thought every time he was on screen, I was like, what is this guy going to do next? Like, I could not get enough of Jason Clarke as Jerry West. And John C. Reilly is just a genius. I mean, he can do anything. And so as sort of the mastermind behind the rise of the Lakers dynasty, it's really entertaining. I think I sent Cory a text while I was watching it, because it had been done by Adam McKay, who did The Big Short, and I had forgotten that, or I didn't realize that Cory had already seen The Big Short, and I'm like, oh man, if you like this, you got to watch The Big Short. He's like, way ahead of you, buddy. Already seen it. And so there's 8 episodes, 1 season. You definitely should watch it. Highly recommend. I got to give it an A. Cory, you got an A.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's on my list too.
And that's despite the fact that I, once again, had another series with a major actor who's under tons of prosthetics. And I don't know why I keep getting assigned these, but unlike Renee Zellweger's work in The Thing About Pam, this one I really loved. And I got to give it a high grade, sir.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Didn't I assign you The Thing About Pam?
Yeah, and I gave that review last week. You can listen to episode 170 to hear that review.
It feels like it was a solid F.
It was not good. It was not good, sir. And I will not recap that here, but we can talk about it offline.
I know.
But that brings me back to you, Todd.
Sir.
On the 17th of April, I assigned you The Tragedy of Macbeth.
You did.
All right then. I see a little bit of duck lips there.
So The Tragedy of Macbeth, Shakespeare.
A good start. Good start, sir.
Yeah, so I'm trying to my 30-second synopsis. If you have not read Shakespeare, or
a lot of people haven't.
Well, a lot of people read the Cliff's Notes because they couldn't read Shakespeare when it was assigned.
That is not the same.
But anyway. It is the story of Macbeth, who is a general, a leader for a king, the King of Scotland, I think at the time, and the king of all of Europe. Essentially, the story goes: that king sends them off to war. They fight. They're fighting valiantly, and on the way back, Macbeth, who's a general, is on his way back. He and Banquo. Anyway,
Banquo. Yep.
Banquo. On their way back, they run into a couple witches, and they're like, Macbeth.
You're the shit. A couple witches.
Yeah, these 3 witches come out, and they're like, we're going to tell you your future. You're going to be the king of all this shit. And Banquo, your kids are going to be kings. And so anyway, it's the human tragedy, right? He hears this news, and first he's kind of dismissing it, but it's like, well, I did do a good job for the king. And the king comes back, and he's rewarded. And by the way, these witches kind of predicted that he was going to, as a reward for him winning his battles, he was going to be elevated in stature and actually be like the governor or the knight who owns Scotland for the king. And eventually, again, so that leads me. So with the witches being 1 for 1, he's like, "Wow, I am going to be the king." And then it tells his wife. His wife gets all fired up. She gets him greedier than he should be. Blah 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 blah. He starts killing up a bunch of people, including the king. And his life goes to shit because he doesn't trust anybody. He's killing up everybody. It is a tragedy. It's Shakespeare. Denzel is actually Denzel is Macbeth. And he's like the only black dude in the whole movie, and he's the king of Scotland. And it doesn't even matter. You're like that part, it all blends. Shakespeare is brilliant, but I can't score it highly, and I wouldn't recommend it because as much as I can appreciate, it's Shakespeare's words. I mean, they're super vivid, but even subtitles can't help you understand exactly what's going on. Like you watch it, and just like when I was in high school, you actually want to go and buy the Cliff's Notes and actually read exactly what the fuck was happening because far as the English language for that time, Shakespeare is brilliant because every word has a meaning and it adds color and shade. It's like why people like Al Michaels, people who add color commentary to sports. Shakespeare wrote in such vivid, depth, and he's brilliant because of that. But because we don't speak that English, it's so hard. But literally, I could see if you spoke that English at the time, it was color television in 4K way before its time. It's that level of depth. The words that they describe, like when there's a scene that I chuckled and I'm like, what teenager would understand? So I pulled my teat from the lips of my child before I bashed its head, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Who's bashing babies? And it was her giving an example of like the pain, like literally the words that he used to make you feel pain. And it just shows you the difference in the language. It shows you the mastery of the language and how he was is savant a negative term or what's the I didn't even know the word to describe it. It is amazing because it is such great depth, but it sucks because it's lost on a waif like me who's not able to absorb it. I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know of many people who could actually truly absorb the depth of it. I mean, I get it, but it's not for me. It didn't leave me going, oh my God, I wonder if I can watch every one of his works that's been done in a movie format. So I would give it a solid C because it's brilliant, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's so brilliant. It's hard, really, really hard.
That is a mixed review, sir.
That was actually the most spot on 30-second review I've ever heard.
Yeah, and I can't. I could literally go on and on about the genius of the film and the acting and whatever, but no one really wants to hear that right now. They wanted to hear your review of it. So,
and like I said,
I wouldn't have recommended it. I would. The reason why I assigned it to you is because I'm recommending it. So no one needs to hear what I think about it because by virtue of the fact that I assigned it to you,
you think it was good.
Yeah, they already know that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not, dude. The C is all about what I think it's my inability to take in that level of depth and to let myself learn it. I wonder if I watched it again and again, if maybe I would love it then. You know what I mean? Because there is no challenging the actors are fabulous. The actors are fabulous. You're not even thinking about the fact that Denzel is a black dude amongst the most white dudes in Europe. You're not right. That goes all the way. So that all gets an A. My C is the fact that it was hard for me to consume it. I was rewinding and literally, Bob, about 20 minutes in, I did the cheat. I'm like, wait a minute. I know what's going on. I know where we're going to, but I've lost so much, and it doesn't matter if I turn on subtitles. I just don't understand the language they're speaking to me, even though it's English.
Yeah. I totally get it. But the reason why someone like Denzel does a movie like that is because he probably feels a pull to say, look, if I have any fans who are not fans of Shakespeare, but they like my work, then let me pull them into something that I love.
Right.
And, I can't say enough about the actors who were in that movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I totally understand why you graded it a C. So this is not my review, so I should shut up.
That grade is reflective of me. That's at the end of the day. I think
necessarily.
It is. I think that it is because I think, like I said, I think if you get it and if you actually do the due diligence, I think if you went in cold, right? I think if you assign this to like Nick, who hasn't watched a lot of things, he'd probably hate it unless he's a already bought and sold Shakespeare fan. He would hate it.
I think we all know the answer to that question.
Yes.
And so the thing would be, I think he'd hate it so much he wouldn't even actually go and try and look at the Cliff's Notes to see what the hell they were saying. The story is brilliant. the work I recognized how genius Shakespeare is in it. It just is a medium that is so hard for me to consume. I can't think of many people that I know who there's a couple people I know I decided to like, it was brilliant. And I'd be like, you didn't understand a damn word of it, did you? You had to look it up the Cliff's Notes, right? You're like the only person I know, Bob, who could actually take that in, that I'd feel comfortable with. Like if it was you specifically, if I'd seen it before you, I'd be like, Bob would love this.
I mean, that's fair, but
the only person I could name.
I would say,
most of my friends are dumbasses.
No. It's
Cory, you're sitting next to Cory, aren't you?
Look,
is he muted? Am I muted?
You're gonna be.
Look, if you like good acting and you
yes.
have a respect for those people, Denzel and Frances McDormand, who's been in a ton of good shit. Then you kind of owe it to yourself. But the fact that you finished it, because it's Shakespeare, the fact that you watched till the end,
yes,
I give you tons of credit.
That's why it's a C, dude. It can't be a fail. This is my C is based on what I would recommend to somebody. I think C+ is like, I'd recommend it to somebody, but it'd be a super, super narrow sliver. Maybe I should have rated it there. But I'm like, I'm never going to tell anybody this is a bad movie. I'm just not recommending it because I don't know, other than you, I don't know anybody else who's got the and this is going to sound assholey, and I hope that I don't come across this way. The vocabulary, the real knowledge of the art of acting that you do. I mean, ultimately, I don't know any of the. I make this claim all the time. I don't normally pay attention to how good the actors are. I'm getting better at it because this segment lets me watch a ton more things, and so I'm getting better at it. But ultimately, I would never have considered myself a good. I like Blade is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh,
I'm a
fuck's
freaking
sake!
sweat.
Always comes back to Blade, Cory.
Exactly.
I see that.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. That's the greatest line in the history of movies.
Look, it was a great review. I'm glad that you watched it to the end.
Yeah, I love Shakespeare.
That's all I could have hoped for.
Actually, I know that would beat this horse. Can I say this?
Sure.
For everybody out there, Shakespeare's badass. If you can't get into Shakespeare, reading his work as it is, do go to the Cliff's Notes, because the stories that he writes are badass, and they are as relevant today as they were back then. It is amazing. It's just that you need the Cliff Notes because they write that. It's kind of like the King James versus the new.
Yeah.
The Cliff Notes dumbs it down for us common men because Shakespeare was that much ahead of us all.
It's hard. It's very hard to watch, very hard, and that's why I signed it to you, Todd. So I
watched it and I loved it.
With that, new assignments for next week. I got Cory. Todd, you got me, and Cory, you got Todd. So, Mr. Dillon.
Yes, sir. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't, and I may have to make another one because I don't know where it's available. I just saw this on my flight back from Boston yesterday.
Great. Off to a great start.
So I hope if it's not available, I'll come up with something else. But
it's okay. It's all right.
Have you seen The House of Gucci?
No. Nope, but I feel like I'm going to.
Yes, sir.
I know you're going to.
You're telling me you watched The House of Gucci?
I did.
All right.
And I'm telling you,
and you're recommending that I watch it.
I fucking loved it.
You heard it here, folks. All right.
I feel like you guys are two completely different people when it comes to films.
Well, no, we're probably not that far off. All right. Cory, you got Todd.
Todd, I'm going to do an unprecedented move for myself.
Uh-oh. You're going to sign me a black person movie?
Yeah.
You also have to watch Winning Time.
Okay.
Cool. Dude, I was so happy with it. I was kind of excited last week when you weren't on and Bob was here and he got to watch it, and but it was originally for you.
Nice. I'm
so
excited. It's on my list. So you're ticking a box for me. I love it.
I'm actually surprised you haven't seen it.
I am quite surprised too.
So, here's the funny thing. People ask me, have you seen? I go, I do this podcast called the Schnozzcast.
Yeah.
And one of the cool segments is called Gentleman's Agreement. And we do it every week, without fail, we do it. And I go, and here's the thing. I watch a ton of content, and it's funny. I'm a quirky person who, when I see content that I want to watch anyway, but I'm like, I can't watch much more content. So there's a lot of things that are on my list of wanna sees. Like this one is on there. But yeah, so I'm excited. Thank you for doing it, because now I won't start something else. Because actually, I want to jump back into a couple things that I liked, but I wanted to make sure before I signed them to you guys that I'd been watching before. So thank you.
Okay.
No problem, sir.
All right, Cory. Let's see if I can knock off a couple things that I think that you may have seen. Ocean's 11.
Yes.
Seen it? Mm-hmm. All right. Seen all the Ocean's ones or just 11?
All of them.
Okay.
And
Out
been
of curiosity,
disappointed?
a fan or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he loves Daniel.
I think you should leave.
No, I don't.
You familiar with that? It's like a sketch show by Tim. He used to be on Saturday Night Live. I can't remember his last name.
No, we can go with that.
Hold on. Life of Brian.
No.
Ooh.
Almost Famous.
Yes.
You have seen Almost Famous. With
Unless I'm thinking of something different.
all right, tell you what. Let's go with I Think You Should Leave. Should be able to find it on Netflix without too much trouble. And I'm going to feel good about that because I really think you're going to dig it. It's right down your lane, right down your laneway.
Right down your lane hole.
Todd Dillon always wrapping it up with a little bit of class. And with that, that is the end of episode 171. On behalf of Cory and Todd, this is Bob. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.